Brad, here we
Brendan.
are, William Inglis Hotel, one of our members, great facility, immediately prior to one of our events happening later today. And we thought that we should get you on camera to talk a little bit about Motiv8sports, considering that you're a platinum member
Yeah.
of WSBC and you've joined the board of WSBC. Look, perhaps if you could tell us a little bit about your background and the Motiv8sports journey.
Yeah, as you said, great venue. We're here today and looking forward to our event later today. So, as you said, Motiv8sports is my business, and I come from a teaching background. So I was a high school and sports headmaster for 10 years in the education system. Probably about 5 years in, I was like, oh, do I want to do this forever? Loved education, loved coaching kids and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I was lucky enough to fall upon, I'd done some work for Motiv8sports during my teaching degree. Obviously needed to work when I was doing university. So that was a really good job and a really good platform for me to go into my education career. And had a conversation with the person who started Motiv8sports and opened and bought the Penrith franchise, started that in 2019. So yeah, here we are, 2025, and up until about 6 months ago, I owned 4 locations. And then in the past 6 months, through a lot of due diligence back and forward, I've now purchased into Motiv8sports Australia. So I'm now director of Motiv8sports Australia, and we've launched in Melbourne last school holidays. We're going to launch in Brisbane in 2026. So yeah, really, really love what I do. Really excited for what's about to come. Yeah.
Fabulous. And we are Western Sydney Business Connection, focused on business across Western Sydney. Pardon the pun on this. What motivated you to buy your first franchise in Western Sydney?
Yeah, look, I'm a Western Sydney boy. I grew up in Quakers Hill my whole life. I now live in the Gables. I'm moving to Norwest. I've lived in Schofield, so I'm a Western Sydney boy at heart. I've played sport my whole life in Western Sydney, so it was a bit of a no-brainer when we were looking at locations where we'd like to start our Motiv8sports journey. So Penrith was an obvious choice. I thought I will know the community well out there. I thought it was something that they could really utilise for primary school children. And then my other 4 locations we had Parramatta Hills, Blacktown and Penrith. So it was really that Western Sydney corridor. I'm passionate about Western Sydney. I'm passionate about the kids in Western Sydney. I'm passionate about the Western Sydney community. And yeah, with everything going on, the infrastructure, the growth, I think it's a really exciting time to be part of Western Sydney.
Well, just on that theme of Western Sydney, given that this is an interview that will be going out to our members and our prospective members, tell us why you thought joining Western Sydney Business Connection was a good move for Motiv8sports.
Yeah, well, the way we're all about community in Motiv8sports, we have a really large member base of obviously families, parents, children. And in speaking with and attending events of WSBC, it was sort of very clear to me that it was all about community and connection. So it was a no-brainer for us to be able to come in, become a platinum member, and yeah, hopefully for us is joining this network of individuals and businesses who have Western Sydney at the forefront of their thinking. So it's been a very positive move. And loving my time as both a platinum partner and on the board as well. It's a really exciting time.
Look, this is something relevant to every one of our members and prospective members. We all have challenges in our businesses from time to time. What challenges do you see in your business or industry or Western Sydney more broadly in the immediate future?
I think a real obvious one is obviously the cost of living for families. We're dealing with families, some parents that have 3, 4, some have 5 children. So for them to be part of our programs can sometimes be a struggle. We've lost the active kids vouchers and all those government subsidies. So we're always trying to find ways in our business to provide as much value for our customers. We are not an elitist skills camp, or we're not trying to find the next professional sport player or anything. We want to create a place where children can come and be part of something. So for us, it's ensuring that we're at the right price point, knowing the struggles that some families are going through, but providing as much value. So that's probably the hardest thing for us, is not providing value, but ensuring that at the end of the day, we still have spreadsheets and P&Ls and everything that we need to adhere to as our business. So yeah, that's probably one of our toughest things at the moment, is ensuring that we're providing enough value. And I think as everyone, we're we're not an online business, we are a face-to-face business. So continuing to find great staff, great team members that can deliver our products to the community. So yeah, they're probably the two biggest ones is cost of living and staff.
They're big ones. They're big ones. Given our aim at WSBC is to connect members to each other with the purpose of growing their businesses and doing business together, how do you see networking and connecting with other members in the Western Sydney community benefiting Motiv8 and more generally the business?
For us, a huge part of our business, and I'm a big believer that people do business with people that they like. So for us, networking and the ability I have to speak with principals and executive of schools each and every day. So the ability to network and get to know people. I feel very lucky that we're going to be at an event today that's going to have a lot of really key business people in Western Sydney. So having the ability to be in a room with them, conversate with them, talk to them, find out what are the challenges they're facing. Because I know in previous events I've been to, you go around, you speak to, it could be building industry, it could be the finance industry. They're all facing similar challenges. I think we're also similar in that regard. So yeah, networking is so key for what we do. And look, you know me, I love having a chat. So the ability to chat with these other business leaders and hopefully learn some really positive things from them about what's happening in their business is something that, I look forward to at each event that we go to.
And this next question is it's quite oriented towards your business, given that it's sports oriented and active, keeping kids active and the like. Goals. What goals do you have for your business in the medium to long term?
For us, as I mentioned, coming on board as a director of Motiv8sports Australia, we still have franchisees, and so for us, it's supporting our franchisees in their current areas that they do motivate. But for me, like Motiv8sports, you get it's called a rookie jersey. It's a green rookie jersey, so it's a jersey every kid gets. My dream is for every kid in Australia to experience Motiv8sports, and we know, like everything, we're not going to be for everyone. But we want to really lay the foundation to create experiences for kids, give them an environment for a lot of our children that attend our events. They might not play weekend sport. So getting that green jersey for them is like their team sport and creating that environment where they can excel. As I said, we're not an elitist camp or anything, but it's creating that environment. So for me, I have a dream that every kid in Australia gets to experience what we do. So we'll get there eventually. I'm pretty hungry at what we do. I'm pretty enthusiastic, but yeah, small steps to get there. But yeah, really passionate about spreading what we do to different states in Australia.
Fabulous. And last question, what advice would you give to any other businesses that might be contemplating joining WSBC?
That's a really interesting question, because when I first thought about becoming a member, in my business, we run sports events for kids. So I was very like, this isn't going to be for me. It doesn't really suit my business. Like, this is for corporates. This is for all. And I sort of changed my attitude when you come in here, you see all these people from a variety of different businesses across Western Sydney. I think you've got to open your mind to coming in here and experiencing one of our events, networking with people, and you will see the benefits that you can have for your business. I think the ability for me now to step away for the day, come here and immerse myself in this Western Sydney community, see people who maybe I haven't seen since the last event, and catch up, okay, what's the changes been since the last event? That's what I find really positive. It's if you're on the fence thinking, oh, maybe it's not for me, I would say encourage them to come to one of our events, experience it for yourself, because yeah, it's definitely made a really positive difference in my business and probably my way of thinking.
Well, Brad, look, thanks for joining us today to participate in this interview. I'm sure our members and prospective members would have got a lot out of what you've had to say. I know from a personal perspective, my own kids have been involved through sports in schools with Motiv8, and you're doing a fabulous job with the business. So congratulations, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Brendan. Looking forward to a great event today.
Thanks.